feel like I've got it more. Hey guys, it's Tamara Bennett, and I'm here with my friend Lauren Martin. Let me make it bigger so they can see us. Lauren came to stay with me yesterday and helped me finish planning all the final details for Southern Adornments Live, which there's always things that I forget and leave at the last minute. And last night, she and I were talking, and I was like, oh crap, I never did order like the tablecloths for the table, like all those little things that are just things that you've got to have. I forget to order. And so Lauren was here helping me with all of that last night, and we were planning out things. Drop me a comment. Let me know who's here. You guys may recognize Lauren from the Painters Clubhouse. You usually host Zoom parties and things like that. Plus, she was my assistant. Whoops, I forgot to hook it up to my stream in the Festive Flip Workshop. Hold on. Maybe I'll just turn that one off. We won't do that. Hang on, let me remove this. My tech problems this morning. There we go. Hey, Miss Pam. Hey, Sarah. Hello, Sue. Hannah, thank you. Oh, Siri thinks I'm talking to her. Never mind, Siri.
I watched his that all the time.
I know, it's so crazy. And my MacBook will pop up and the little thing will start swirling like it's Siri, but she gets confused and thinks I'm talking to her. What was I going to say? Hannah said link. Is the link working, Hannah? If you're watching on Facebook.
Have clicked it too fast.
She might have. Okay. Suzanne just did it too. Let me know if the link is working. The link is working. I've got 2 Amazon finds to share with you guys today. And then we're going to talk about ornament kits, Big Box of Blanks, and Painters Clubhouse. So many big, fun things all at the same time. So it's kind of like a pick your adventure, choose your adventure kind of thing. You can choose whatever you want to do next. Tammy says it works. Okay, good. Let's proceed. So our first Friday Fab 5 item I wanted to share with you guys. If you remember, probably a good couple of months ago, I shared about my new webcam that I'm using, and that's the one we're using for you to see our faces right now. But I also got this webcam for overhead. Do you mind adjusting that so it can swing over here and we can kind of demonstrate the overhead ability? Okay, back up, Tamara. The one I got before is great. Still using it. It's the one you see me with right now. I love it because it does 4K. It's really high quality. It's called a Logitech, I think, or a Logitech Brio. And it was like $179. It was very expensive. And I feel like it was worth it. High quality video and everything. But I needed something that I could use overhead. And the Logitech Brio does not have the option to like screw it into a mount. It only has the option for it to like clip onto the front of something like a laptop. So I went on the internet and got to looking for another one that I could actually screw into my overhead mount on my desk here. So if I kind of show you, this black cord is what goes to it. So I usually just kind of like loop that up over it so everybody doesn't see it. But it's screwed in right here, and you can kind of like adjust and position it. And it is plugged into my MacBook. Now, let me show you when I turn it on how awesome this thing is. No, thank you. I told you I needed an assistant. Okay, so here's like an overhead view, and we can like adjust this, we can move it around, but then it also comes with a little remote control. So I can zoom in and get you guys really close to the project. I can adjust the like brightness. I can play with the contrast and make it like brighter colors or not brighter colors. So if any of you guys are doing, maybe you're not doing live streaming yet, but you should be. I was trying to think.
Recording your tutorials for the ornament workshop.
Yeah, like recording tutorials. This would be great for. I feel like you could even record yourself painting, almost like a time lapse, which you can do that with your phone too. But if you wanted to like make a reel or something, you could even use this and just record the clips and then edit them later if you're good enough at that. But I don't know. I've just really been pleased with this little thing, and I feel like it's going to make my live streams that much more high quality. Mm-hmm. Because if you guys remember, every time I was using my phone, it would go from like this, and then an hour in, it would flip, and I would have to take the phone off and like fix it. And it's just a glitch. I don't know why it does that. Ginger says, I love this. I've been looking for a less pricey camera that could be mounted. So yeah, this one is only $59. The video quality is good, but it's not as good as my $179 one. But you get what you pay for. I feel like for the overhead camera function and the ability to like control things with a remote, my little Logitech Brio didn't come with a remote. I have to actually
have a remote and zoom in on what you're actually working on.
Because even my Brio, I can zoom in, but I have to go to a different app on my computer to do that, which is real clunky if you're live streaming. But to have a little remote control and just be able to like click, 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 and you're zoomed in. It's great. Pam says, I will try and use one if you'll send Lauren to me to show me how to use it.
I mean, I don't know that I'd be much help.
Can you do time with it? What do you think she means? Time?
Time lapse?
Time lapse? No. So you would have to use a video editing software to speed up the video. The easiest way to record a time lapse is just use your iPhone camera and put it on time lapse mode. I don't know if y'all know that, but your camera has a time lapse mode on it. That's the simplest way to do it.
If you're loading it into TikTok, you can adjust the speed of it in there too.
Yeah. Yeah. And use TikTok's editing platform. Good morning, Brenda. Hello, Wendy.
Corey's on too.
Corey, I didn't even see him. Where's he at?
Him.
Oh, there he is. He says hi. He said hi to you, but he didn't say hi to me.
I mean, he sees you all the time.
Tammy is sitting in the shop cutting wood this morning. Well, I'm glad you're getting some time to cut wood, and maybe you'll get time to paint.
Janet said to get the double image, do you have to go through StreamYard?
The double image. Yes. So I'm using a platform called StreamYard. They do have a free version, although I pay for the pro version because I need all the extra features, especially when I bring on like live guests and stuff like that. But if you wanted to try it out, you can try it out for free at StreamYard.com. Yes, you can comment link and I'll send the links to all the things we're talking about today to you. Of course, it's because I see you all the time. But you told me you're not coming over on Sunday for dinner, so I feel like you're not going to see me soon. Ginger says, right, I don't have two phones, hence the camera search.
I feel that. I always go grab my husband's extra work phone.
And I have an old iPhone 8 sitting over here, but every time I pick it up to use it, it's dead because it just sits in here and and unless I kept it on a charger 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it would be dead all the time because it's so old.
Yep.
But it is good to have for a while there, I was using it as like a third camera to go live on TikTok and I would just let it stream. But I'm too busy setting up all this to think about that. Like it's just too many things at some point. Okay, next item on the Friday Fab 5 list. If you notice my hair looks a little different today. Number one, it's because I got it trimmed. We got 2 inches cut off a couple days ago, but the style is different. I bought this on the Amazon Prime Day deals. Did you find any Prime Day deals?
I didn't buy anything.
I put like 3 things in my cart and then talked myself out of most of them. But this is the only thing that I got. And I think it was just because you know how like you see things and you're like, oh, this would solve that problem in my life. And this would solve that problem in my life. And then the rational side of me was like, no, Tamara, you really don't have, like, that's not that big of a deal. Like one of the things I almost bought was this little thing that it was like a carpet shampooer, but it was like you could pick it up and carry it to the next room. It wasn't like the big vacuum kind. It was handheld. And so it had these little attachments. And I envisioned myself late at night trying to clean back vomit out of a carpet, you know, from the kids. And I'm like, this would solve that problem. I could just get this little thing out and vacuum up the throw up. And then the rational side of me went, Tamara, your kids are nearly grown. They aren't throwing up in the carpet anymore. You don't really need this.
Yep.
You're solving problems that aren't really that big of a deal anymore. Who knows? One of these days when I have grandkids and they are sick when they stay over, I may wish I'd gotten it, but.
Well, in the middle of the night, you probably don't want to get out of a big machine anyways.
Right. So this is the only thing I bought during the Prime Day deals. And it is still on sale for $61. I think it's like 48% off. It's from that, I don't know how you say this name. Lange? I don't know how you pronounce this, but it's a 2-in-1. It is a straightener and it can curl. And every time I have ever in my life tried to curl my hair with a flat iron, it looks dumb. It doesn't turn out right. But this little thing is like magic and I don't understand how it works because the plates are flat.
I've never curled my hair.
You've never, what?
I've only curled my hair with a flat iron.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mine is round though, but it doesn't have the fan stuff you're going to talk about.
But are your plates flat like this?
Yeah.
See, I don't understand why I haven't been able to do it with my chi iron because I've had a chi iron for years and it is getting kind of worn out. So that's why I was willing to try this. But you can just straighten with this or you can like put it on your hair and you kind of wrap and curl, and it's got the little fan built in, but this is actually a cooling fan. So your curl will stay longer and better if you cool it before like fluffing it out or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
You have to let the curl cool to set.
I do know that because when I would curl it with my flat iron before, I would put my fingers through it. I would let it cool.
Yeah, you have to let it cool before you brush out the curls. So I used it this morning. My hair was stick straight this morning because I had gotten it styled when I went to the salon to get my hair cut, and I'd been wearing it straight. So I'm like, we'll see, because usually if I straighten my hair, I can't usually curl it and get the curls to last. So I'm curious to see how well this holds up over the course of the day. It's relaxed a little since I first styled it. But I definitely think I'm going to have to use a little bit of practice learning how to use it. But I was explaining to Lauren, this tousled sort of PC hairstyle where the ends are kind of straight, but you got a little bit of a curl going on. I didn't do a very good job with this piece. There's like people I see with that cute little style. And if I ever wanted to do that style, I was going to have to use two different tools. I was going to have to use a curler and a straightener, or I was going to have to straighten my hair first and then add the curls, or just curl it and then straighten the pieces. So it was just going to be a whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never really tried to do this hairstyle because that was just too much work. But with this little deal, 15 minutes or less, I had my hair like done this cute little tousled sort of style. And I feel like it's a little more modern than like the perfect banana curls, which those kind of are coming back too. But to me, those are kind of like old fashioned because I don't know, I've been around a little while. Okay. Comments, questions. Does anybody have this? Does anybody know how to say the
lots of people who
brand name?
Like, I have this and I love it.
Okay.
Love it.
Michelle said, I have it. I love it. Less damage to your hair.
Wendy, love it.
Wendy has it. Norma has it. Works great. I use it for the dog and cat. What? You straighten your dog's hair? I've never heard of anybody doing that. Okay. Yes. I'm glad you. Oh, wait. No, she said a compact for outer. One thing you said compact.
She's a circle guide too.
Ooh, nice.
She's gonna cut your own circles now.
The word compact in her comment made me think of something. This is offered in 2 different sizes. So this is technically the small one. So if you have short hair, you might want to get this one. If you have long hair, they have one where the plates are about 1 inch longer. And so I got the short one because I have short hair.
Lisa, I have it and it's great.
Great. Good morning, Vanessa. Deborah says it works great. Sarah says, I use the brush, dryer, and straightener. You have that. And it's from, you don't have the Lange one.
Yeah, mine's not that brand, but that's what I've been using.
Wait, Missy said, I have one. I need to use it more often. I have the short one too. Hang on, let me remove this and put my slides back up here. There we go. So yeah, this one's on sale for $62. It's 48% off. So I don't know how much longer that deal is going to last, but it was a Prime Day deal. And I feel like, isn't Prime Day deals over? But when I checked last night, this deal was still on there.
I don't know. I think sometimes
they cheat and like run them longer.
They do.
You love my t-shirt. Can you share where we got them? This one's in the Southern Adornments shop, shopdoorhangers.com.
Mine's Cotton Chaos.
Cotton Chaos.
When I ordered,
I love that color.
I do too. When I ordered my hoodie, I sent another email like, hey, so since that's shipping, can I add this to it also?
Yeah, that's great. Sarah says, I use the Lange. I have naturally curly hair, but I live in Florida. We feel you. So I can't style my hair often. Yeah. All right. Well, that's that about the Amazon finds. Next up, I wanted to share with you guys the ornament kits. So these are ornaments that you can DIY yourself. They're $65 for the set. And it's going to come with the resin that you need to create these. Charlie walked in here the other day and she goes, can I touch these? And I said, yeah, why do you think you can't touch them? She goes, well, they still look like they're wet. She was afraid that like the resin was still wet. I said, no, that's just what resin looks like after it's dry. It's real shiny. And so these come with 16 pieces in the kit. Each ornament is comprised of 4 layers. So you've got your background layer, then you've got some more details. It's almost like a shadow box when it's put all together. So if you didn't pour resin in here, it really would feel a little bit more like a shadow box.
You can kind of see it like there, where the little boy and girl are sitting up in the front and everything kind of works back.
Some of you guys have already bought these and have already started painting them. I've been seeing your pictures. Charlotte says, I bought mine. Can't wait to get started. Sarah got 2. Some of you guys bought, there was somebody, who was it? I can't remember your name. So if you're here, let me know. They bought like 6 or maybe even 8 of these kits. It was a lot. So I was like wondering if she was going to paint them all herself or if she was going to have like a little paint party and do these with some friends, or you could do these with like your sisters, your aunts, your cousins during like Thanksgiving, like while all the guys are watching football, you could all sit down and work on this. I think it would be really fun. But we did these last year and they were all like outdoor winter scenes. And this year they're all indoor. Oh, it is, isn't it? Yes, go grab that. I forgot they were hanging there.
I only see 2 of the others there.
No, I think those were just extras. I've got a couple of them hanging up in my craft room here from last year's set, which we're not currently selling last year's set. We have a few extras that we're bringing with us to Southern Adornments Live. So if you missed out on last year's set, they were outdoor scenes. And then there was one with like a snowman on a hill and some ice skaters. And so that was last year's. This year's are all indoors. So you've got Santa giving the little girl a present. You've got the kids sitting by the fireplace, which I think that one's probably my favorite out of these. You've got the boy hanging an ornament on the tree. And then you've got Santa kissing Mrs. Claus. Or Charlie thought that was Mama. Santa kissing Mama. I'm like, well, she's got gray hair. What questions do you guys have about these? They come with video tutorials, so you're not going to have to try to figure out how to paint them. It also has the tutorial for how to assemble them and how to do the resin. So raise your hand if you've ever been scared to try resin.
This Wanda right here. Wanda says her ornaments are painted and she's scared to do the resin. The resin that comes in the kit is by far the easiest resin that you will ever work with because it comes in this little bag, and part 1 and part 2 are each in separate sections of the bag, and you pull out this little divider thing and you just squish everything you need inside of the bag. And when you're working with resin, like pouring it out of the bottles, you have to be very meticulous about getting the equal amounts to mix them together for it to work right. This is like all the equal parts are already pre-measured and everything for you. So you just pull that divider, squish, 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 set the timer on your phone for how, I think it's like 3 minutes. And then
I walk you through all this in the video. Yes. You're not going to have to like remember any of this.
It's so easy. And then you just cut the corner off of it and you pour them inside to fill up your ornaments and around the edges. And the one bag will cover all 4 ornaments.
Yeah. Each ornament gets like a half an ounce of resin, and the bag only has 2 ounces in it. So it's like the perfect amount for this one little project. So if you've ever been scared to do resin, I feel like this is the perfect beginner resin project because it's easy. You don't have to do any mixing or measuring, and it's the perfect amount for the project. A lot of times, if you're wanting to do resin on a project, you have to try to mentally calculate or just figure out how much resin to mix. And then you might mix not enough or too much. And then you can't reuse it. You have to use it right then or
within like
wasted.
45 minutes or something like that. So then you're like, ooh, what else can I put resin on that you're not ready to put resin on stuff? So you're like just trying to find stuff that you can put it on right there. But
okay. Sherry says, do you think you could use art resin on the layered window pane snowman?
Yes, people have done it.
People have done that. Yes. And I think you definitely could, because this is 3 layers deep. So this one probably wouldn't even take a half ounce of resin. It would probably be more like a 1/4 ounce, or maybe not a 1/4 ounce, maybe a little more like, I don't know.
A little bigger than these.
That's true. Maybe it would take a half ounce. I didn't think about that. And you're getting down in there, and I like to put it on the outside. So I also put it kind of on the edges here. And I really feel like the resin is going to cause these ornaments to last for years. Whereas normally, like if you make something handmade, after a few years, it can be banged up.
Like concern about like, you know, how sturdy something like that is, or like these little trees that are sitting up, like that's an
breakable.
Yes, very breakable. But you put that resin in there, and
Wanda says once you do it, it's really fun to use. Wanda also said, Wanda Slagle said, I will get my nerve up soon.
Do it. Just do it. It's like using a power tool. Just do it.
Andrea Fulcher from Cotton Chaos did the same thing Wanda did. She got them all painted and they're still sitting there with no resin on them. She said, I was afraid that I would mess it up, and I was afraid that they would have bubbles in them. I said, Andrea, if you'd watched the video, because I'm good friends with Andrea, I can speak bluntly to her. I said, Andrea, if you'd watched the video, I show you how to get the bubbles out. She goes, oh. She was just do chicken deep and turn the video on and try it.
She did it. Didn't she do resin last year at Live?
Yeah. She's done it at a live event. I think she was just terrified to do it at home. You shared the resin
packet.
Ginger says, are you offering SVG files for these? No, I'm not. These are not ones that I actually designed. We just purchased the file for these, and we're selling them. And we tweaked them. Yeah. So even if you went and found these files online, my version's a little different. I tweaked them. Terry says, please tell me a little bit about Southern Adornments Live. Terry, we will be talking all about that next Tuesday when I go live, because Tuesday is when we start selling virtual tickets and virtual participant kits for Southern Adornments Live. So if you're not able to join us in person this year, join me Tuesday at noon. Comment alert if you want to get alerted when I go live, and I'm going to share all the details about it then. But the short version of it is this year's event is in the Great Smoky Mountains, November 15th and 16th. This is our 5th annual year doing it. We only skipped 1 year due to COVID. We did it in Nashville a couple years. We did it in Dallas, Destin. Now we're doing it in Sevierville, Tennessee. And it's 2 full days of crafting and making friends and filling your cup. It's just, I don't know. I'm so excited about it.
I love it. Dallas was my first one, and best time. Had the best time.
Yeah. And so on the second day of the live event, if you're a virtual attendee, one thing that you'll have access to is to be able to buy your ticket to next year's event early and get the early bird discount, which usually last year we did $200 off the retail price of the ticket. So that's worth your virtual cost.
Yes.
It pretty much like,
well,
I mean, the virtual ticket cost is going to be $47 if you just want to watch. If you don't want to like get the kit and all the things and you just want to watch, it's $47. If you think about if you know you're going to want to come to next year's and you couldn't come to this year, you're going to want to buy a virtual ticket, because that will give you access to that early bird price, saving you $200 on your ticket. So then, I mean, by the time you paid your virtual ticket, it's more like $150 off. But that right there makes it so worth it if you know you're going to want to be able to come.
And you get to see, like, even if you're not doing the crafts, you get to see what it's like to be in that room and the environment and see what's going on. So it's a really neat experience. So the live ticket sales have actually closed for now, or not for now, but for good.
Yes.
On the website.
Yeah. I thought of something else too while we were talking now. Oh, and then last year we had a deal where if you bought by midnight on the day we released the ticket sales, you got VIP access. So this year our VIPs are getting some really special treatment. They're getting to shop the vendor booth early, come into the conference room early and pick their seats first. They're also getting 2 exclusive like swag items. One's an item and one's a t-shirt. And yeah, lots of great little perks. So if you're not a part of that virtual group, you don't have an opportunity to even be like a VIP.
Yep.
So anyway, okay. What other questions you guys have? We'll move on and we'll talk about Southern Adornments Live more on Tuesday. Any more questions about the, Karen says, how do I get to your Amazon store? I'll drop a link in the comments, Karen. But you can also comment link, LINK, and if you're watching on Facebook, and it will send a link to your messenger with all the links to the things that we talked about today. The webcam, the hair curler straightener, the ornament kits, and all the things. Sarah says, plus you get to make new friends.
I sat by Sarah on Friday last year.
Making how much for, okay, let's see. I was looking to see if there was any questions about these ornament kits before we move on to the next thing. I don't think there are. How much were your VIP tickets? They were the same price as the regular tickets. It was just your VIP if you bought the very first day, like by midnight.
By midnight that night.
So it was a time thing, not a money thing. That makes sense. Okay. Next up is our big box of blanks. On Wednesday, I did a live reveal of what was in our box. So here's a brief little look at it. It included this little 3D cute turkey design, the snowman ornament with some 3D snowflake cutouts, and the Santa stuck in the chimney. So if you've never heard of our big box of blanks subscription before, this is completely separate from the Painters Clubhouse. This is a quarterly subscription box, meaning you're only going to get 4 boxes a year. Our most recent box shipped on October 1st. The next box won't go out again until January the 1st. So if you want this box with these 3 designs in it, to include the 3D pieces, which everybody has said this was the best box we've ever done, you can sign up by midnight tonight and still get this box. And so all you got to do is comment link. I'll send you the link to it, or go to southernadornmentsdecor.com and click join the club, and then click big box of blanks. Any questions about these? They come with video tutorials and a supply list. A lot of people really love this because it just feels like anytime you're ready to binge craft or sit down and finally make time for yourself, the project's just right there.
It's sitting there for you.
Yeah. You don't have to scratch around and cut something out or order something or anything like that. It's just ready for you when you're ready. Because it's not like live tutorials. It's all pre-recorded. You watch it at your convenience. Wendy says that turkey is so darn cute.
Can you be a member of Big Box Blanks and not a member? Yes.
Yes, there are lots of people that are members of the Big Box of Blanks who are not members of the Clubhouse, but then there's also people who are members of both. So the Big Box of Blanks does not have access to like a Facebook group or a community. It does not come with templates. It's just the wood blank, the video tutorials, and the supply list once a quarter.
Because they're etched blanks.
Yes.
So you don't need a template for it because the design is already etched on there.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good clarification because a lot of times people get the terms blanks and templates and all that mixed up. And etching means that the design is laser etched into the surface of that wood. So you can paint right over it, just like you see me do every Tuesday on a live, or paint inside the lines. And you can just follow along and not have to deal with the graphite paper and the template and the tracing and all of that. Carrie says, I love the Big Box Blanks. Hopes mine comes soon. Carrie, if you have been a subscriber all this time and haven't gotten your box yet, reach out to customer service. We mailed these out October 1st. So I feel like you should have gotten it by now. So I'm wondering if it got lost or if there was an issue with a payment. Who really knows at this point? Because we have had some packages get lost due to this hurricane situation. So
One
definitely
came back yesterday. Oh no, that was a workshop one. Never mind.
But we have been getting packages back left and right. So if you are a current subscriber and haven't gotten your box yet, please reach out to us. I would hate for you to accidentally like sign up a second time and then be getting 2 boxes and not realizing it. That's also happened. Mary says, can you just get the Big Box of Blanks when you see what it is? No, it is a subscription. So you're getting to see what this one is, but once you sign up, the next one will be a surprise. But let me just put you at ease, Mary. I know you're going to love it. You know how I know? Because all the designs that are in the Big Box of Blanks are pre-selected based on ones that have been really popular, ones that I see people order every year.
I mean, we sat down last night working on them, and they're good designs. I mean, like, listen, they're handpicked. It is. There's a lot of thought that goes into them.
And this was the first Big Box of Blanks we put 3D pieces in. We intentionally made it a point for every box. I feel like everybody's going to be like, yes! As soon as I say this, I feel like Oprah in this moment. Every box that you get in 2024 will have 3D pieces in it. You're going to get 3D pieces and you're going to get 3D pieces. Yeah, I feel like Oprah's saying that because I know a lot of people love these 3D pieces.
Yes.
Not only does it make the door hanger feel higher quality, but it kind of just makes the painting experience a little different because like, especially if it's letters, it's not always going to be letters. It like for the turkey, it wasn't letters. It was like parts of his body. Look at the comments. Lisa's like, woohoo, woohoo. I knew that's what y'all were going to do. So yeah, not every design is going to be 3D, but at least one of the 3 designs for every box next year are going to have 3D designs. We picked them out yesterday and I made it a point to be like, okay, can we throw a 3D in there? Or is there something about this design that wasn't 3D before that we could make 3D? So now is really the perfect time to join, I feel like, because you're getting
a lot coming.
A 3D design now. Actually, 2 of these had 3D pieces. The snowman with the ornament had little snowflakes that were 3-dimensional that you could glue on the surface. We included 3 little snowflakes so they can paint and glitter those and like put them wherever. Because on this one, I used felt snowflake stickers from the Dollar Tree. I painted this one was cut, I think, with a jigsaw. That was how long ago that tour thing was done. And I didn't have the ability to cut out 3D snowflakes back then. So I bought those little felt snowflake stickers at the Dollar Tree and stuck them on there. And I thought if somebody follows this tutorial, they're going to be like, well, shoot, I want some snowflake stickers. Where do I find those? And Dollar Tree don't have them anymore. They don't carry the same thing year after year necessarily. So I was like, let's just throw some 3D snowflake pieces in there so they can still have some 3D elements. Mary says, how do you sign up to get your discount as a PC Club member? Right now, we don't offer a Painters Clubhouse discount on the Big Box of Blanks because our Big Box of Blanks is at the best price we can currently offer. However, there's a couple of different things. If you sign up right now, you're locked in at the price that we currently have it. So if we end up increasing it next year in 2025, you will still have the current pricing and your price will never go up. And when we do increase the price, I think we probably then will offer a Painters Clubhouse discount, or at least that's the way I envision it. So right now there's not currently a discount, but in the future there may be if the price goes up. Sherry said, I came across an old video of you painting on YouTube yesterday. I think you said in the video Charlie was 2. If that gives you any idea how old that was. Charlie's 9. So that was a 7-year-old video. Thank you for keeping those videos alive, Sherry. Mary wants this Santa Claus design behind me. That one I painted live on Tuesday. So if you missed that live tutorial, we painted the little ribbon leg Santa on Facebook Live on Tuesday. You can get this one at shopdoorhangers.com. This is the 18-inch size, and we used glitter text on him. And really, you can't see the glitter on camera.
But it looks really cute in person.
It does. It looks even better in person.
Let's just talk. And this might just be me, but the glitter text, the white color of it is just a smidge different than his beard. So it gives you that extra little bit of differentiation between all the white that can be on Santa.
It's a little bit of a warmer white. And then his beard, we added a little bit of a cool gray. So I really feel like it kind of offset it really well. Okay.
I liked that one so much too. It's on my next cut file. Like it's already on. I have when I left home, I have like 6 files loaded onto my laser, like ready to cut. And that's one of them.
All you got to do is fire it up and go. Mary wants to know where we got the glitter text, decoart.com. And if you do join the Painters Clubhouse, which is our next discussion, you can get a discount on DecoArt products. We have, whoops, that's not the next thing I had pulled up. Hang on, we'll get to that in a minute. I've got it on a separate slide deck here. If you do end up joining the Painters Clubhouse, we have a 50% off DecoArt discount code that's good through the end of October. So you could order it using that. Starting in November, there will be a different discount, but they're setting up a new rewards program. And from what I understand, the rewards program is going to have tiers, and each tier of rewards is going to get like coupon codes that you can use. And the higher you are on the tier level, the better your discount. And so Painters Clubhouse members are going to be grandfathered in on the silver tier, which is a step above the first tier, I think. And so they said that depending on how much you spend and like how many rewards you rack up, you can also graduate to the gold tier. And so you get different discount codes based on what tier level you're at. So some of you guys are probably already like platinum status over there, or you should be anyway, if you're not already. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Painters Clubhouse. First, I'm going to tell you what all you can get, and then I'm going to tell you why all of this stuff is so fantastic for you. First, you're going to get the door hanger beginner lessons, which are really great if you're a beginner and you need help figuring out how to use a template, how to use a jigsaw or a scroll saw, and you're just not sure where to even start. Maybe you've never even painted a door hanger before, but you're like, I don't know how to do this, but I want to do this. Start with those beginner lessons.
Yep. And there's a book in there too that's got like a checklist of basically like you need to go to the store and buy your stuff. Like, here's what you need to buy.
Yeah, I think there's even a video that like I walk you through Hobby Lobby and Michael's, and I show you like, you don't need these, but you might want to get these. Like I recommend, because I mean, Hobby Lobby, it can be really overwhelming when you go in there and see all the different types of brushes, because they've got some in a package. They've got some that are individually sold with the really long handles, and they're expensive.
And they get expensive.
And it's like, if you're a beginner, you don't know heads or tails. You're like, well, should I pick some out individually, or should I go buy the pack? And so I really just kind of break it down for you in the store and show you what to get. You're also going to get access to some new lessons and exclusive designs every month. So we're constantly building our library of tutorials. Every month we have 2 new designs, which in a few moments I'm going to show you what we're painting in November. And Lauren and I are co-teaching one of those designs. We also have guest artist tutorials come in. So I'm going to show you who our guest artist is this month and next month and what their projects are going to be. And we do monthly technique spotlights. Miss Pam Savage, that's in the comments, has submitted a technique spotlight for this month, teaching how to paint like whimsical eyes and like different kinds of carrot noses. If you were going to do like a snowman or something like that, there's lots of projects that we do that have eyes on them, and eyes are not something I'm pretty good at doing. A black dot with a white dot in the middle.
Yep. But Miss Pam's, like, she posts pictures inside of the clubhouse, and I just immediately know like that is hers. They're just so precious. Just precious. They're just precious.
They are. She has a really like good knack for like giving the character that you've just painted a personality with the little things that she does. Michelle says, are the designs in the big box of blanks in the Painters Clubhouse? No, some maybe.
If they are, it's going to be one that's been in Painters Clubhouse for a while and it's been released.
Like it's going to be at least a year old if it's in there. But not every box is going to have a design from the Painters Clubhouse in it. Some of them are going to be designs that maybe I taught on YouTube and Facebook a couple of years ago that have been a really great seller. Lisa said it's like the Netflix for door hangers and tutorials. I love that you said that. Description. Yeah. The library that you see here, the growing library with over 100 different tutorials and templates in it is what she's referring to. So we have everything organized by category. And so you've got like a fall category, a Christmas category, Easter, summer, St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's, all the things. All of them. Yeah. And then we also have a folder of just techniques. So if you enjoyed this past weekend when I did the tutorial on how to paint leopard print, how to use foils, how to use spackle in a door hanger, tutorials like that are all stored in that techniques folder. So anytime you were like, see something you want to do and you've never done it before, it would be great if you could go in there, pull up a video that walks you through how to do that technique, and then you could apply that to whatever door hanger you're getting ready to paint.
So there's one on flowers. There's one on shading a pumpkin. So like you're getting ready to paint a pumpkin door hanger and you're like, man, I really need to nail this pumpkin. There's a tutorial just on shading a pumpkin.
Yes. And so all of that is housed in our library. Like we said, we give you 2 new ones every month. So the library is growing every single month. And somebody said the other day, like, joining for the library alone is totally worth it because you can go in and download over 100 door hanger templates the day you join. But then like you can go through and watch tutorials and then it's like, oh, and the icing on that is that, oh, there's 2 new ones this month and there's 2 new ones next month. And so it never gets old. Like we constantly are fueling it with more trendy door hangers and designs that are like popular. Cause like right now the disco ball thing is super popular.
Like literally when the disco ball, when that one came out, it was a last minute change. That there was already something planned for August and
it got bumped.
Yeah, it did. Because it was like, we need to do this one right now. Like, so just trying to be very aware of like what's going on in trends and watching out for things.
Because I think we had that discussion either end of July or early August, and we had already taught or planned for a Halloween design in the clubhouse. And we were like, we've never done more than one Halloween design each season. Like, what if we throw another Halloween? Are they going to like it? But then we're like, this disco ball thing, we got to jump on it while it is so popular. And so I can't remember what we had planned that month. It might've been the alphabet letter with the leaves or something. We pushed it 1 month ahead because we knew fall was going to have a good couple of months for people to get caught up on that. And we did Halloween right then. And I think that was August that we did the disco ball.
I think so.
Yeah. And so we fit it in as quick as we could so you guys could have time to paint it, use it at your paint parties. That's another great thing I forget to mention all the time is that these designs, you can use them to teach in your paint parties. You can sell the painted creations in craft fairs. You can sell one-off door hangers. I mean, lots of different options there. Mindy says, are the past videos and lives archived? I feel like I've missed a lot due to the hurricane. If you're talking about Painters Clubhouse designs, everything happens live inside the Facebook group and then is stored and organized in the member library. So anything that we've done in the past that you feel like you might have missed, you can log into that library, go to the category for the season. Like, for example, if you're looking for that disco ball design we did, go to Halloween. It's going to be stored right there and you can watch it.
And you open up the folder, and when you open it up, the videos are right there. Now, if the video just happened, then it takes a couple days for it to get loaded into Kajabi. But once it's loaded in there, the video pops up right there on your screen. And then above it, there's this nice little orange bar, and it says downloads here. And you click that one, and that's where you find your supply list. That's where you find your templates. All the things are going to be right there. And then if you're like, I don't cut my blanks yet, like I still buy mine, you scroll down to the bottom and there's the link for you to purchase that exact template. There's no searching on the website or anything like that.
Yep. You can just buy the blank right there and it'll take you right over to the shop to buy it. Monica wants to know if new members can get that DecoArt discount code and where to find it. Yeah. So when you log into your library with your email address and password, at the very, very top of the member dashboard, the homepage, like you'll see your calendar and the newest designs or the newest projects right there. At the very, very top, there's a place that says discounts. Click there, and that's where you'll find it.
That's where you find your discount codes for DecoArt, your disco code for the shopdoorhangers.com website. And I think that's where now your Amazon favorites is linked in there also, just so that it's easy access to that one.
And there's a 20% off discount code if you end up joining the template club, which is a conversation for a whole nother day. It's a whole nother thing. So you get all of this, plus once a month we do a Zoom paint party. Like I said earlier, Lauren hosts those sometimes. We have a couple of other Painters Clubhouse members who host these. Tell us a little bit about like what happens in these paint parties? How wild does it get?
I mean, they're just casual paint parties. Like sometimes people are painting, sometimes people are sewing. It's just kind of imagine sitting down at your dining room table with your best friends and you're all sitting there working on a craft and hanging out and talking about whatever's going on. And that's what we do. We have had conversations that relate directly to painting and painting businesses and helping people through what they're working on right then, or having conversations about how to start doing paint parties or what you need for paint parties. We've had conversations about lasers, but we also sit there and have conversations about our kids and our jobs and what we're doing and just getting to know each other better than what you can by posting pictures inside of the Facebook group. It's just real interaction with people. You know, it's great to sit here and be able to read comments that everybody's posting, but this is different because it's a Zoom. And so everybody's pictures there, everybody's able to chat, and there's no chat box or anything. We're just talking just like you would at a normal conversation.
And then that helps if you've been wanting to come to a live event because it makes you feel like you know people before you even walk in the room.
Sandy and Linda are always on the Zoom paint parties. And so last year when they got to SA Live, it was like, whoop, and they were like ready, like right beside each other. They sat beside each other. And because they've already built those relationships in the Zoom paint parties, and then you come into live and it's like, oh, there's my friend.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like the Clubhouse community is the thing that everybody always mentions. I mean, if you even go look at half of these comments that people left earlier, Elizabeth was saying, run, don't walk, to join because tomorrow is the last day to sign up. We're closing the doors. A lot of them talk about the amazing community. I was trying to find, here we go. Nancy Beeson said, it's an amazing family environment. We support and help each other. You know, we talk a lot about the templates and the tutorials and all of the like things you get, but the thing that's going to make you want to stay and be a member is the community and the support that you're going to get and the sisterhood that you can be a part of. So that's definitely a huge benefit. Tammy said the first Zoom party I participated in, I fell out of my chair and popped back up real quick before anybody noticed. That's too funny, Tammy. It sounds like something my husband would do. Okay. What else can I tell you about the Painters Clubhouse? I promised I would give you a little sneaky peek of what we're doing coming up soon. But first, I want to tell you about the bonuses that you get. So if you sign up, our deadline is tomorrow. Everyone who signs up by tomorrow at midnight is going to be getting this wood letter workshop recording. This is showing you 3 different ways that you can paint these letters. These would be great to teach at paint parties or even to give as gifts this Christmas. Yep. Because they feel really personalized, you know. If you have an aunt that's hard to buy for, you could get her the letter for her last name. And then maybe she's really into leopard print. You could paint it with leopard print. She would be thrilled. Maybe she's really into flowers, or maybe she's not a very frilly person and you could do the barnwood technique for her. I feel like you could really personalize it based on their personality. Yeah. Why is it not letting me see new comments? There we go. Question. Deb says, what if you purchase the big box, but then others see and ask to purchase one? Is there a way to get the templates for them? Yeah, Deb, all the designs that are in the big box of blanks, you can purchase additional blanks or the paper template, like the digital templates in our shop. So you would just need to look up the name of the design using the little search feature in our shop to find them. So yeah, you're going to get instant access to this wood letter workshop when you sign up. And then we're also going to be mailing out some fun little welcome kits that have all of these little goodies in them. The little paint palette earrings are a DIY. You can paint them and make them yourself to wear. And then the window ornament, we've already held up on this live and showed you what it looks like painted, but it comes in 3 wood pieces. I've got a video tutorial you can follow and you can paint it. So we'll be mailing this out to everybody who joins. And so here are a few designs that you can go in and access right now for the current seasons. This is not even all of them. This is just a small sampling. We've got, all kinds of things for fall, Halloween, Christmas, winter. I mean, you name it, it's in there.
Yep.
And then next week, Maria Martinez is going to be teaching the poinsettia pocket design. She's also going to be incorporating a denim, like a faux denim painting technique, which is she's one of the best ones I've ever seen to do that technique. I'm excited about it. And then in November, this is the project Lauren and I are going to co-teach. She actually created this door hanger design. It's called North Pole Cookie Co. Tell us a little bit more about this. What's so special about this one?
So like 2 Christmases ago, I just on a whim before my kids and I always do like a big baking day in the kitchen. And we always make like gingerbread houses and make cookies and treats and stuff to take to the neighbors. And so a couple years ago, before we were going to do that, I decided that night I am going to like redo the whole kitchen into gingerbread. I mean, this is like 8 o'clock at night. The kids are in bed.
So typical crafter, like ADD crafting.
And I decide I'm going to do this. So I go downstairs and I like cut Christmas cookie shapes out of like craft paper. Like I had the cardstock kind and like made it on banners and stuff and like hung stuff in the kitchen and like, I don't know, just swapped it in whatever I could do.
Didn't you even make like gingerbread houses to go above your cabinets?
Found those at Dollar Tree or Dollar General.
Why did I think you made them out of cardboard or something? Or maybe that was something I saw on TikTok. Never mind. But I remembered something about gingerbread houses on top of your cabinets. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like swapped a whole bunch of stuff out like late at night. And now I just every year, like I add to it. So there's a little tree that sits on my kitchen countertop. It's all gingerbread stuff and just different things. And so last year I'm in my kitchen and I'm like, hey, Tamara, I have this idea.
And this was before you had a laser.
Oh, this is before I had a laser. Like, hey, I've got this idea, but I don't know how to make it come to life. And she's like, well, you have this friend who has a laser. And so I sat down and designed the file and I sent it over and she cut that out for me. And then
I think I shipped it to you, didn't I? Yeah, because she lives about 3 hours away from me.
And so I made it and I was like, this is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just precious. It's just, we're going to use all kinds of different techniques. They look like cookies that are on there, and we're going to have like sprinkles for them. It looks like cookies on your door hanger. So
with frosting on them.
With frosting on them. So that one's not outside. That is actually a door that's in my kitchen, and it is hanging on there inside of my kitchen. And I just fell in love with it. And so this year when we were coming up on Christmas, I was like, hey, what do you think if we do this one?
Yeah. A couple of questions. Mary wants to know if we're going to have a smaller size for this. So yeah, all the wood blanks that we offer are available in like 5 different sizes. So if you want to do it in like a 12-inch or an 8-inch, you could order that size. However, the 3D elements are only available on the 18-inch size. And then Nancy said, I think I need to have a staff cookie exchange party and then decorate with that one. Yeah, I think that would be great. Nancy also asked if we're going to have Black Friday deals this year. We do have a deal coming up, but it's a spooky sale. So we're going to have a spooky sale around Halloween weekend. We are not doing any sales during Black Friday week, which is completely unprecedented for us. But I just feel like with everything else going on with the election and all the things and all the other Black Friday deals that you see online, it's just hard to like have a good sale during that time of year. So we're testing out a spooky sale this year. And then after Black Friday's over, probably the first week of December, we're going to start 12 days of deals. So we are going to have deals, but they won't be during Black Friday week. Okay, moving on. So I'm excited to co-teach this one with Lauren, and we're doing it early. It's like the day before Election Day, November 4th. And then the very next day, November 5th, Melissa Howington's going to come into the group and teach this nutcracker design. So that's kind of unusual for us to have both tutorials so close together and at the beginning of the month. But
there's so much going on in November.
There is. And the very next week, we're going to SA Live the whole week.
You're gone the whole week.
Yeah. And then 2 weeks after that is when Thanksgiving starts. And so I feel like your lives are going to be busy. Our lives are going to be busy. So we're doing these tutorials at the beginning of the month, but you can paint on the replay anytime throughout the month of November and get caught up when you've got a little bit of downtime. Okay, let me show you. Oh, this was the last slide. It's just a picture of some of our Clubhouse members that came to Kentucky this past spring with us. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. I really love this picture. Some of these members have been with us for 4 and even 6 years. We had such a good time together. It's a great day. Okay. And then the last thing I wanted to share with you guys is that we have some new designs in the shop. Every Friday, we release 5 new template designs at shopdoorhangers.com. I didn't realize it said 15% off through Sunday. It's like I doubled up the text there. I just really wanted you to know about that sale. Sorry. But yeah, the templates and the wood blanks for these designs are 15% off through the weekend. Plus, Painters Clubhouse members can stack their 20% off discount code. Now, these designs were intended to be easy to personalize. They don't come, I think this is important to distinguish. They don't come with letters on the templates or on the blanks. It's just the frame shape with a placeholder sort of in the middle that you can put a letter on. So if you decide to do these and you need a wood letter to go in the middle, we do sell wood letters in our shop also that you could buy, or you could just create a cute little template like on Canva and print it out and trace it on here. That might be a good little teaching lesson someday. But I feel like these would be really good Christmas gifts too. For the ladies in your life who love monograms.
Yes.
I have a lot of those ladies in my life. Let me know which one's your favorite. We'll just since they don't really have like names on here, let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Which one's your favorite? Number 1, that template and tutorial I think is in the Painters Clubhouse. It's an older one that was in the Clubhouse. So if you're a Clubhouse member, you don't have to buy this one. It is the template for it's already in the Clubhouse, and there's a video tutorial. And for those of you who struggle with painting abstract things, this one's gonna kick your butt. Because it's not necessarily cut and dry. It's a little bit of like you got to go with what you feel. And some people struggle with that.
Very much so.
Becky says, can I switch my in-person to a virtual ticket? I haven't had any luck selling my ticket. So if anybody needs a ticket to SA Live, Becky's looking to sell hers. But Becky, yes, you can reach out to our customer service and they can switch you to virtual and we will mail you a kit. Wanda says number 1 still, but 4 is super cute. She loves that chinoiserie look. Janet says number 3. Terry likes 2 and 4. I always think it's so fascinating when you ask because everybody says something different, which really goes to show the variety of styles that everybody prefers and how our design team really does diversify the different designs. Wendy says number 1. Kathy loves number 2. Yeah, something for everyone. Mary says, I like number 3, but there's too many straight lines for my shaky hand. Well, then you would do really well painting number 1 because I feel like it doesn't matter if your hand's shaky. It is kind of an abstract paint. Lisa likes all of them. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Let's do a quick recap. You can go and grab the webcam or the hair straightener on Amazon. Comment link if you want any of the links to any of the things. The third thing was our cute little ornament kits. So if you want to buy these, they're $65 at shopdoorhangers.com. The deadline to sign up for Big Box of Blanks and get the current box is tonight. So you have to do that today if you want that box that we showed you with the cute little turkey in it. The deadline to sign up for Painters Clubhouse is tomorrow. And we'll send you that fun little welcome packet in the mail. So don't miss out on that. And then these new designs are in the shop if you want to go add these to your cart as well. I'll be live again at 12 noon Central, putting more names on our little member board over there.
Fill it up.
I might get Lauren to help me write all these names down on sticky notes. I was struggling with it the other day. I was like, write a few, get out of my seat and stick them up. Write a few. And then we ran out of pink sticky notes and my OCD started to kick in. So come and join us again at noon. And if you don't want to miss me live, comment alert and it will notify you when I get ready to go live. All right, y'all. Have a great day.
Bye.
See you next time.